Hey there, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Michael, and today we're diving into something that, honestly, makes life so much easier once you get the hang of it. We're talking about problem solving. You know, that thing we're constantly doing whether we realize it or not. Big stuff, little stuff, work stuff, life stuff, problems are always popping up. But the good news is, solving them doesn't have to be complicated or stressful. In fact, you can improve your problem-solving skills in just a few minutes, and I'm going to show you exactly how. So, whether you're facing a tricky situation at work, dealing with something personal, or just feeling stuck in general, hang with me for the next few minutes. You're going to walk away with a super simple process you can start using right now. First things first, when you hit a problem, the biggest mistake most people make is they dive straight into trying to fix it without fully understanding what the problem actually is. And I totally get it. You feel pressure, you feel stuck, and you just want it to go away. But if you're not super clear on what you're solving, chances are you're wasting energy on the wrong thing. So here's step one, define the problem. Like, really define it. And be specific. Let's say you're feeling stressed at work. That's not the problem. That's a symptom. The real problem might be something like, I'm stressed because I don't know how to prioritize my tasks today, or I'm stressed because I have a presentation tomorrow and I don't feel prepared. See what happens when you dig a little deeper? The problem becomes something you can actually do something about. So before you move on, pause. Write it down if you have to. Ask yourself, what exactly is the problem I'm trying to solve? The clearer you are here, the faster you'll figure things out. Once you've nailed down what the problem really is, the next step is to break it down. And I mean, slice it up into small, manageable pieces. This is huge because big problems can feel super overwhelming. It's like staring at a massive mountain and thinking, how am I ever going to get to the top of that? But if you break it into steps, one foot in front of the other, it suddenly feels doable. So, let's stick with that work presentation example. Instead of thinking, I have to give this big presentation, break it down into parts. Research the topic, make an outline, create slides, practice once or twice. Each of those steps is way less intimidating on its own, right? And here's a tip. When you break something down, you also get little wins along the way. Every time you cross one thing off your list, you get a small boost of confidence and motivation to keep going. It's like momentum in action. Now, this next step is where a lot of people get stuck, but it's also where you can unlock a whole new level of creativity. You have to look at the problem from different angles. So many times we get tunnel vision. We only see one way to approach something, and if that doesn't work, we think we're stuck. But here's the deal. There's almost always another way to look at it. Ask yourself, how would someone else handle this? Think about someone you admire, maybe a friend, a mentor, or even someone famous. What would they do? Or flip the question around and ask, what advice would I give to a friend if they were in this exact situation? Sometimes we're way better at helping other people than we are at helping ourselves. And here's one of my favorite tricks. Ask yourself what your future self would say. Imagine yourself 5 years from now, looking back on this problem. What would you tell yourself to do? Most of the time, future you is a lot calmer and wiser than present you. Trust them. Okay, now that you've looked at things from a few different angles and have a good idea of your options, it's time for the most important part. Take action. And I cannot stress this enough. Imperfect action is better than no action at all. Too many people get stuck here because they're waiting for the perfect solution or the perfect plan. But newsflash, perfection doesn't exist. It's an illusion that keeps you spinning your wheels. What you want to do is take the best next step you can think of, even if it's small, even if it's messy. You can always adjust as you go. Think of it like steering a car. You can't adjust your direction if you're parked in the driveway. You've got to be moving. So, take that first step. Make that call. Send that email. Write that outline. Whatever it is, start. You'll figure out the rest along the way. Now, here's a little bonus step that most people forget, but it's a total game changer. After you've taken action and hopefully solved the problem, or at least made progress, take a minute to reflect. Ask yourself, what worked? What didn't? What would I do differently next time? This reflection turns every problem you face into a lesson, and the more you do it, the sharper your skills get. It's like leveling up every time you solve something. And over time, you get faster, more confident, and more creative when new problems pop up, because they always will, right? That's life. So let's do a quick recap. Step 1, define the problem clearly. Step 2, Break it down into manageable chunks. Step 3. Look at it from different perspectives. Step 4. Take action, even if it's imperfect. And Step 5. Reflect and learn so you're ready for the next challenge. This whole process, it doesn't have to take long. You can do it in 5 minutes. You can even do it on the fly when you're in the middle of a busy day. The more you practice, the more automatic it becomes. And there you have it. 5 minutes to become a better problem solver. Simple, right? But powerful. If this helped you, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed because we've got plenty more quick, practical skills coming your way. And hey, I'd love to hear from you. What's a problem you're working on right now? Drop it in the comments, and who knows, maybe we'll tackle it in a future video. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll catch you in the next one.